Oh,
And
hey,
like,
is everyone going to be in the dorm tonight? And
Should
relatively,
be.
like, okay, good, because
Maybe.
Silas is going to ask everyone for about 10 minutes of their time in the evening.
Yeah, sure.
Mm, maybe. Depends what he wants with the time and which time he wants.
Just whenever you're free in the evening. A time whenever we're all free.
Ipos may have fallen
Just
for
to
the
talk.
old "can I have a moment of your time" question from Faye before.
It is nothing sinister like that.
Mm,
I just have something I wish to discuss with you.
he just looks suspiciously at you. Weird all along.
Faye can't actually take your time.
Yes, trust me. If I wanted to take something from your mind by talking to you, I could do it in much subtler ways than asking you to talk to me.
Do
That's
you really think Ipos like that at the time? Like about the Fae? He's an idiot.
I know a
But-
confirmed idiot.
Yeah, but let us go somewhere fairly in the dorm and private.
It's pretty much the basement.
Is he
hell. Is that second room a biohazard still? Or are you good?
No, it's okay. I moved it to one of the labs.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful.
Is Silas
Alright.
wanting a group chat or a one-on-one chat?
Group.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the entire group.
The groups walk into the basement though. Aaron, have you been dumping stuff down here?
Maybe?
Because someone said there's a whole bunch of trash down here.
What, really?
Wolf nods.
My stuff is trash. Depends on what they were referring to.
Failed projects.
Fuck them. It's not failed. It's active. What?
That's what they said.
Might have been me, might have not been me. I have no idea.
Wolf
know,
shrugs.
In the next downtime, Ipos is totally going to start rummaging through those failed projects and seeing which one he thinks were failed and which one he thinks is amazing.
I tend to cycle most of my projects and not lay them around.
So Silas sees before him. The children are fighting again.
God's power. All right, are we all here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aaron glances at her wayfinder, then back up to him.
So, I have something I wish to show you all. Especially you, Aaron. And I need you to not freak out.
That's like the thing that people say when they tell someone not to freak out. It is when they freak out.
Yes, because I have a feeling you are likely going to freak out about it. As crawling up the back of Silas's head, something slowly materializes into view. I would like to present to you Curiosity.
Creepy.
As a disembodied hand is now perched on top of his head.
I'm going to wait and see how Aaron reacts, seeing she got a nat 1 on her will. That's what I thought she was going to do!
10 versus touch.
Given I think how small it is, I'm pretty sure it's a miss.
Yes, that is very much a miss, actually. Curiosity has decent AC.
A tanglefoot bag whizzes above your head and smacks against the back wall.
God's up.
And back up. Get that thing fucking away from me.
Yes, it is it is not going to be near you at all.
Get rid of it.
No.
I thought you told me.
No.
You did tell me you got rid of it.
This sounds so weird because I'm hearing Sideline echoing where he's shouting.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. The basement would echo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I did not say I got rid of it. I said I discarded the unuseful parts.
No, I remember you told me you discarded it. They're total in general, not specific parts. You got rid of it because you didn't think it would be useful.
Yes. And I molded what I thought would be useful into something that wasn't it.
You lied to me.
I concealed the truth, yes, and this is why I wanted to wait until you were in a much better state in order to show this to you. This is what subduing an infant does. Well, one result. I have taken it. I have taken what I could from it. I have taken an emotion, a thought, a feeling that it had, and I molded it into a physical form. This is the sole manifestation of that creature's curiosity.
Curiosity in making abominations of a house. Curiosity in ripping your organs out and preserving them in a room by themselves.
Curiosity in discovering the unknown. Curiosity in discovering things that aren't that it cannot see. Curiosity in learning. That is what this is.
Proverb, but curiosity killed the fucking cat.
Wish I could. Oh well. And yes, however, curiosity is the entirety of your expertise, is it not?
Yes, and I don't have things latched onto my psyche because and then manipulate my choices and actions to make me lie to my friends.
Trust me, wow, that was a poor choice of words. However, it is not latched onto my psyche. My psyche is controlling it.
Oh, good. So you're the only containment field for it.
Actually, no. My psyche does control it. However, without my psyche, it would dissipate into nothingness. Meaning, I am also the only thing keeping it around. Meaning, you do not need to contain it. There's no need to contain it. It
How
is
do you know that?
because that is how infomorphs work.
Broke
It
a
is-
lot of rules.
Yes. However, that part of it is gone. It was a self-feeding infomorph. They are rare in the world. And those that do, when they are destroyed, as we did, may be ripped to pieces and converted into an infomorph in another.
Get your head out of your ass, you egomaniac. Steve knows how Infomos works. She has one.
Yes, and I've
And she
spoken
was
with
tricked and fooled by this thing.
yes, and that is why I have both spoken to her and my own professor about it. Curiosity has been sanctioned and is being watched as well by the school itself. As he pulls out a handwritten note, this is my permit to have curiosity as my familiar. I would not be have this here if I did not know with 100% certainty that I could control it and that
You're insane.
it is under my thrall.
You're insane. Just
If I
after
am
everything it did, you're just gonna go, yeah, sure, why not? I think I did this.
after everything it did, I thought it would be no more appropriate than it being a thrall under the one that it found so enticing. It attempted to turn me, as you know, and I said no.
Irony isn't
No. Why do you think I've spoken to the school about it? I know my abilities, and I also know the values of safety nets. As I've said, it is sanctioned by the school. It is officially my familiar for, well, all purposes here. And they are watching it and me.
doesn't get near me.
And that is fine. It has not gotten near you.
Anything strange, I'm killing it.
Okay, bye. Ash starts leaving.
Ah, gods above. Anything strange. That is such a broad term and you know it.
Yeah?
Nothing it does is outside of what I ask it to. And or demand it to.
How am I going to know that? This thing can do mind control.
It cannot, in fact. It cannot even. The only minor effect that it can do to the mind is it can transfer information. Which even then, it cannot do that without a willing host. I have thought this through, Aaron. Why do you think it has taken me so long since we have returned to reveal it to you all? And in fact, you are the only ones I have revealed it to that was not part of the school staff. You are the only ones who know of it. It's also the reason why why I decided to bring us into one of the most secure places in the dorm, personal dorm, to inform you about it. It is why I waited until you were at a much more emotionally stable time to speak to you about it. It is why I went to my professor and got it in writing that it is sanctioned and that they are watching it.
If I could, I would.
Yes. However, you know that I have control of this.
I don't. I think I would be, sued for assault and prosecuted and thrown out of school, and I can't let that happen. Otherwise, I would.
As another note, might I point you towards Alana? We know for a fact her scarf is very much against anything evil. It has not even twitched. Curiosity is now no more than an extension of my will, focused through the emotion of a now long dead thing.
You're a fucking asshole. You know that, right?
Yes, I know. I am aware. I am aware that is what you think. But you still cannot deny that I have been considerate to you about this. And I will
telling
be
me that front, saying, "Hey, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to do my fucking best to contain this thing, even though you think it's a moron." You cocks. Fine. Fuck it. Whatever.
You know for a fact that if I had told you immediately after we returned, you would not have taken it well at all. You would have destroyed it immediately. You would have said, "Damned it all," and destroyed it. You needed time to recover. And so I told you what you needed to hear at the time. You are now in a much more stable place. You are now able to actually process this. Actually cope with it.
Have to.
And yet you will, because that is the world.
Because I have to. Because fuck you. Jesus Christ. Could have picked a different. Oh my god.
There were many emotions I could have picked. This one was both the most benign and the most beautiful in my mind. There is much I could have done with this. There's much more useful I could have done with this. But no. Curiosity is what I think is the most important aspect from that.
Benign fucking aspect of that, Cordia. Fucking Jesus. Like saying, "Oh yes, the most benign organ about the Tarrasque is its liver, and I'm going to use that."
And it would be. Because nothing is pure evil. Well, I say that, but
Was. I don't want to hear it. I'm.
it is a tool.
Don't get near me. Don't let it near me. Don't let yourself near me. I'm gonna want to. Aaron leaves.
Well then.
As Evan Leopold will go and follow her, and sort of as he passes Silas, they'll look at him and say, "Silas understood Draconic, didn't he?"
Yep, he does.
Yeah. He's speaking Draconic, so he's more clear. And says, "You fucked up. Not because you chose to keep this thing, but because you purposely lied to your friends and colleagues just so you could have it. You don't care that she was in a bad place at the time. You only cared that she would have destroyed it if you didn't wait." And he as he's saying this, he's walking.
You may believe that. Well then, do any of you have anything to say?
Wolf looks really confused over whoever's left in the room.
Ash and Alana just kind of left.
Ash is basically like just right outside the room.
Yeah, I think
Alana kind of looked like she had some choice words for Silas that probably weren't worth it, so she's kind of left.
yeah, I think it's just Wolf left in the room now.
I mean, Ash is probably visible from the doorway, honestly.
We have Ion Stone, so Silas definitely felt this anger seething through the Ion Stone, and then they left.
He felt disappointment from Ipos. It's a strange feeling from the kobold.
Strong curiosity from Ash.
Curiosity is infecting Ash already.
Mild anger from Aaron, mostly terrified.
Yeah, Ironically, I'm pretty sure the anger he felt the most of anybody was Alana by far.
Yeah.
She is pretty unhappy just because the lawful side of her alone. So like, why are you lying to us, you stupid fuck?
Yeah, I mean, Epos isn't angry because he already knew, or in his opinion, he already thought of Silas as a lying, manipulative cock. So this has just reaffirmed it, and it's like, you fucked up, bro, and you're not even willing to admit where you went wrong in this. You still see yourself as the perfect person who made all the right decisions. So I'm out. You're done. Screw you.
I went better than expected, don't you think, Wolf?
Better? Wolf looks at. Well, kind of just looks up at its Ironstone, spewing out all these emotions.
Yes, I know. There's a lot there.
You've got to be careful. A lot of people got hurt because of it.
Yes, I know. A lot of people would have gotten hurt much earlier as well. Trust me whenever I say this did go better than it seemed.
Karen's gonna have a small panic attack and like a drug into her leg and just go upstairs.
Epos is still following.
Yeah, if you say so, Silas. But people aren't going to forget what hurt them that way.
I know. I do not expect them to.
Emotions. I mean, emotions are hard to get rid of.
Yes, I do. And he just sort of glances at curiosity.
It's kind of hard to tell. Well, actually, not very hard for you to tell what curiosity is feeling. Probably a lot harder for everyone else, considering it's just a disembodied hand. But curiosity, well, only really ever feels one thing, which is curiosity. Perhaps in different flavors of why is this? What is this? What's been done here?
What does that taste like?
What is
I want
taste?
to say like lemon. Oh wait,
So-
you mean that's like it's asking what it is? Sorry, we have so
we
many weird like magical like synesthesia things that I always immediately think, oh yeah, this would taste like something.
But yeah. Wolf's staring at it a little bit. He's staring at it cautiously. Like he's not entirely sure how to take it himself. But he's not being hostile to it, he's just uncertain.
To touch it. See it more up close. As I said, it is not more than just, well, an emotion made manifest.
I mean, emotions can still hurt.
Yes, I am well aware. I know I seem cold and I seem abrupt to others and uncaring. But please know I do care, and this is... People are important. Important they know. If I had not told them at all, it would have been much worse.
I definitely think you try.
Well, I appreciate that, at least.
Wolf does not choose to touch it. He does at least get a closer look before choosing to go back upstairs.
It's sort of weird. Where the crawling hands you fought before, they were kind of undead and everything. This kind of looks like it could just be some girl's hand, maybe hidden by like a cloth or like a sleeve or such. As it kind of watches you float around. It isn't. Where other hands kind of remind you of the imagery of a spider, this one kind of just reminds you of some girl just waiting for something.
Not a particularly ghostly girl.
Yeah, I suppose a fairly ghostly girl.
But seeing Wolf leave, Ash will re-enter the room with Silas.
Alright, so how shall you berate me?
I'm not going to.
I would like to say I did not expect that. But you are a strange one, and I am not always entirely sure about how you're going to...
I'm a witch and/or warlock, Silas. I consort with dark powers. I use dark powers. I understand dark powers.
This is not even a dark power, as you know.
Oh, but it is. It is sourced from such, and it will grow to be one again if you are not careful. Be careful what you feed it, Silas. Be careful how much you feed it, Silas. Because while I understand it is defeated and subjugated, if its will grows, you could find that hand wrapped around your neck.
Yes, and that is why I will not let it. I have been warned by more than just you on this. And despite my aloofness, and how everyone thinks that I know everything. I did not learn this all by myself. My father
Of,
is still greater than I, and he has taught me the caution in learning.
of course. But still, I'm just saying, as a friend, we saw what that thing was in its prime.
Yes.
If it gets a fraction of that back, it'll kill you, and it will eat you for as much power as it thinks it can drag out of your body.
Hmm. Feel as if you still do not understand.
Oh,
Yes, it came from
I
that, but
think I understand perfectly fine.
it is still purified of form. It is only curiosity.
For now, is my point. Be careful what you feed it. Be careful how much you. It's
Yes.
going to grow. You
Yes,
have to
yes,
be
I know.
cautious.
Yes, yes, I know. And I shall be. Again, you are not the only one to caution me on this.
Yes, but I'm wondering how many other people who have cautioned you on it themselves actively dabble in things that should not be dabbled with.
Ash, one of those that cautioned me was Restive, and the other was my professor in the mind.
Yes,
Both
but
have
we
infomorphs.
both know Steve doesn't seem to do well with actually practicing caution.
You're agreed, yes. However, Professor Zell is, well, I feel he may be a bit more cautious than Restive is. And as said, infomorphs are not an uncommon thing.
No,
Well, at least among.
I imagine not, but I have to wonder if this thing is capable of remembering what it was, what it could be.
Perhaps. There are many
And
ways to twist dark emotions.
I know if I were it, all I'd have to be is curious about how much power I could have. That's all I'm saying.
Eh. Oh, yes. Yes, I know.
Well, if it starts getting out of hand,
Hmm.
then we'll have to deal with it in a more permanent way.
You'll need to handle it then.
Yes, yes, very funny. But
Uh,
I am being serious in that there are some powers that can be bargained with, some powers that can be reasoned with, and some powers that can only be temporarily appeased. Let's see which this one ends up being.
we shall see. As I said, I'm keeping a close eye on it. It is impossible for me not to.
Yes. But
Well, then I guess you are all free to, or you are free to go if you wish. I personally need to go as well.
mhm.
So long. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get strangled. Sash just kind of walks away.
Silas will head out as well.
As everyone presumably leaves the basement.
With strange social links all around.
I mean, not really all around, just with Silas.
Know about that. A lot of us have very strange interactions.
Mhm.
Don't. Mine are all unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Perfect. Yep, perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal for Ipos.
Yeah, and there's the rub.
Man, ain't nobody got time in their day for how many things I want to say about that.
You are free to PM me a list.
Compile a list.
Simply because I am curious.
You'll get bored halfway through reading it. It'll be that long.
I make no
You won't
guarantee of
receive
that.
Though you won't receive it for a couple of days, it will take him a while.
Anyway, moving right along.
Needs to retrieve the ancient quill.
I guess we have another evening of rest.
Yes.
J-Rec?
Yeah, I can get rid of the rest of my point damage.
Wolf will be taking it as the long nighter.
Ah, okay. More work for the night.
He's going to be practicing his craft tattooing.
Meanwhile, Ash is trying to get this damn soundboard to work.
Admittedly, your research for it's going well. Actually, yeah, with the air membrane ward that you got, you think you could even construct a version that wouldn't necessarily need to go on walls. You could just kind of plop up like a tent sound reduction.
Just partway through the conversation with Ash and Silas, you probably heard the front door to the dorm.
Is Aaron letting Ipos follow her? Because he
Yeah.
was doing so.
Yeah.
Right. How do you roll GM again? Is it roll GM or GM roll?
It's GM rule, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And if Ipos is following Aaron everywhere, eventually Aaron will come to a stop at the door. There's a few knickknacks, baubles, pieces of paper written in notes slid halfway under the door. Little maid trinkets, or some wilted flowers that were you recognize them from the maze we were in.
Hmm.
And Aaron just sort of slides off the side of Rusty and kind of presses herself against the side of the door.
He'll sort of stand to the side and just watch. Like I said, I know Aaron has Rusty, but he just didn't want her to be alone at the moment.
It's also pretty obvious that when she sort of lays against the side of the door, she pulls a coin similar to the gachapon coins out of her pocket, but it's solid black.
Yes,
And
her
she just
black
holds
one.
it. She doesn't acknowledge Ippos other than when he moves, which then her eyes immediately go to him to see if he's doing anything like hostile, and then goes back to what she was doing. She's twitchy as fuck, but
Nope, nothing hostile.
That's normal.
Just standing there. He looks very concerned for her, which is quite a strange expression on a kobold. But he does his best, and sort of after a bit, if she's still like that, he'll sort of gently and tentatively pat her back. It's really awkward. It's not hostile at all. It's just like he would with a scared animal. Just slow, very slow movements, very gentle movements.
like you would with a scared animal, she flinches real hard the first time, flinches a little bit less on the second, and doesn't on the third. But she won't leave that door for the rest of the night.
He's literally staying there through the night.
Yep. And she'll fall asleep partway through.
J-Mac, cancel my plan.
Damn it.
Damn it, indeed.
Okay. Cancel my 4 o'clock.
Which I imagine he's saying to a tiny pixie somewhere.
It just turns to dust.
Oh, I totally need to get the spirits and pixies and stuff in on my plan, but especially seeing as she's fallen asleep here. I know Rusty's here and he'll guard and blah blah blah, but you know, it helps to have a quote unquote friendly face nearby when you wake up.
Hope you brought like, I don't know, a bedroll. God.
Believe,
Aaron,
like I
you're
ever
doing-
have bedrolls.
At least Ipos is probably used to like roughing it out on the floor. I just feel so bad for Aaron that cannot be comfortable.
It isn't.
She just wakes up, she's like, oh, my back.
I'll like look through Rusty's saddlebags, see if he's got like a blanket or something I can drape over her. Just something to make her more comfortable.
Left hand, coin, right hand inside her vest, hand on a grenade.
I completely agree with that, to be fair. I can completely see where Erin is coming from with that.
And so it looks like she has her hands crossed over her chest, and she's kind of at the fetal position, just leaning on the door.
Mm-hmm. I'll also state for the record, Jamie, that Ipos will attempt to stay awake all night. Again, I know Rusty is there, but you know, standing guard and what have you. Because friend scared, friend sad, friend needs someone there to look after.
Okay, never mind. I can continue doing what I had planned for you then.
Oh dear.
Night time.
What have you done?
I'm scared.
Find out over the week.
I'm so glad I don't use any of my sorcerer spells for studying, so they're all still prepared.
I mean, that's the bright side of being a spontaneous caster. If you have something, you have something.
Yeah, but I mean, because I prepare my druid spells, I just switch them out for whatever I'm doing. So currently they're all prepared for study sessions, like Tears to Wine, shit like that. But if something happens, I still have all my sorcerer spells, which are solely focused towards blowing shit up.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Hold them slots.
It's only first level spells, but it's better than nothing.
But considering that dramatic scene, probably still stop here for the night. But let's see. Is there anyone I need to immediately talk to?
We got another hour. I'm sure we could get some
It's
more
more
in
just
here.
because it feels appropriate, but for basically spend this time because I'm not sure what else we get done within the hour is the thing.
Mm.
But this gives a chance for if anyone wants to do something like one-on-one or something, I'll be around if you want to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're busy, Big B, because you do
I'm
have
not.
that thing.
You do
Unless
more
you'd
things.
rather
Oh, more things.
more things. Because he had technically something that would happen like Sunday, Saturday.
Mhm.
That's just kind of not had a good thing to be went through.
I do also have my case study you need to send me details for.
Yes. I'll tell you a little thing about that. Interestingly enough, it's something local. Basically, this case is they're asking for you to write a thing about a witch trial that happened 60 years ago.
The curious case of Rebecca Lamprey.
She might have been the witch. Well, witch quotation marks. I'll
First
tell you
thing,
now.
first thing to go to Ash. Have you ever heard of a witch called Rebecca Lamprey?
And that's certainly something you could potentially do is ask the witches about. Witches at least have a chance of knowing about, something that might potentially be a high profile witch kill.
Yeah, I think I know a thing or two.
Study session.
Yeah. That'll also potentially be a bit of investigation in the nearby town.
Oh, that'll go well. Is it the same town that the
yes.
festival was at?
Yes.
Oh, at least they're used to it, plus.
Yeah, they're a bit more used to like weird shit happening just because they live close to the school.
I mean, I rode the Pegasus, so
Also
some of them must remember me.
someone does.
Is it the Pegasus? Does he remember me?
I mean, the Pegasus probably remembers you, yes, but the Pegasus isn't
Hell
there
yeah.
anymore.
Of
Pegasus is away on this
Of
traveling.
course not. He's in my room now. I kept him.
You're not a fucking monster trainer or whatever that class was called.
Not yet.
I mean, isn't that just a naturalist summoner?
And kinda, but
Or
I mean,
Beastmaster druid?
Beastmaster Druid's probably more.
You just get all the natural animal pets, all of them, and a few that are unnatural.
Okay, Academy.
In fairness, Cadmy's kids have done. I feel like Cadmy's kids have done more for getting random animals than she has looking at Dusty.
I mean, she started out with a lot of animals, but like I say, she got rid of most. Or turned them back into children.
Chickens like this.
Or turned them back into children. There's just like a group of children off to the left who are like, oh yeah, these were animals.
Like, they weren't even children polymorphed into animals, they were genuinely animals their whole life, and you just turned them into children.
That definitely feels like an evil witch thing to do. Just randomly create children, drop them places, and then suddenly the orphanages are just overrun with these like animals that act like chickens.
I'm just saying, this is how you get the stories of possession. And of witch huntings. And for that matter, really bad asylums.
Do I have the stuff to make a campfire?
Though if it was truly a witch thing, J-Mac, you'd be swapping out actual people's kids for the animals polymorphed into kids.
Mm.
That would be the actual thing to do, would be swapping out babies on doorsteps.
Oh, and Erin also has the Shadowlock Wayfinder rested on her knees, so she can look at it.
That the one that points towards evil?
It's one that points towards sources of mental control.
Mental control, yes, that was it.
Notably, it did not point towards Silas at all when, during that whole thing, if Aaron was checking.
Okay. Maybe Silas is gone.
Also, notably, if I manage to set up a campfire, Evan will wake up in the morning surrounded by fire.
Oh, fuck!
Plus doesn't have a bedroll, but for some reason he has all he needs to construct a campfire.
Druid spell, campfire wall. As long as I can set up a campfire, I can put a wall of 20-foot wall of fire around us. Protection, yo!
In a building.
I thought it was like an external door.
No, it's like in
never
the
mind.
building.
Never
Maintenance
mind.
closet.
Never mind. No, I genuinely thought it was like an external door she'd stopped at.
No, it's deep in the random halls that you think that are in the university. It's like in a storage closet that she's leaning.
Right. Never mind then. I won't set fire to the school.
Thank you.
Admittedly, it's only creatures that pass through it. So if you made it and the building didn't move, it'd be fine, I think.
But this building does move, so
I mean, that's kind of the thing with druid spells. They don't tend to cause harm to objects.
This one does say any object or creature passing through, but I feel like that means like active movement.
Yeah, it would probably singe the ground it was on a bit, but unless things actually passed through it, it wouldn't actively damage them. And it probably wouldn't set extra fire.
The building's mostly stone, it's fine.
Either way, if it's indoors, it's not needed.
Hopefully. Random encounter. 1d4 rats.
if Osk gets bored, because I know he does, it does look like a bunch of actual little knickknacks and jewelry, things that kind of look like Aaron made them, but other things that it looks like Aaron didn't make.
Hippos does get bored, but fortunately he has his pouch of useful knickknacks that he found in the dungeon. So he's capable of entertaining himself.
Right. Yeah, it does seem like this place, Aaron has been leaving things here for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured the whole notes under the doors and flowers and stuff, I figured Aaron had been leaving them there, but they seemed very personal things at first glance, so Hippos wasn't going to mess with them without permission.
There's more than just things that Aaron's left here, but yeah, not much.
Yeah. I mean, stuff on Rusty, he'll happily rummage through some of that for a while, but
Finds things, shiny metal things.
yeah, doesn't understand any of them, will probably blow himself up if given half the chance. But he's not going to mess with the stuff at the door.
I'll just go to my spell list and mark off a extract. Is it fucks with it?
Probably,
Do you have infusions?
probably drinks it,
No,
decides
I
it
have
tastes
infusions.
horrible.
So he just probably activates it and
Oh.
doesn't do fuck all.
There's no...
Yeah, it just tastes horrible. He spits it out, tosses it away.
Well, actually, the one you probably poke at, you poke a few levers and makes a nice noise and then stops moving.
He'll note that for later when he's at less risk of waking Aaron up through the noise.
Yeah, I marked off Expeditious Retreat.
It's like when you're going about downstairs and like someone's left a toy out and you accidentally kick it and it starts making noise.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the mad scramble to shut it up before it wakes up whoever's sleeping.
You just jam a stick in it and it jams up.
That probably would be his first reaction. Big noise, lots of spinny things, grab a stick, jam it in. He's good at manipulating magical items, mechanical ones not so much.
And all of her extracts are mechanical.
Yeah, they're fun.
Note, they are not affected by shatter in the same way glass is, which is nice. A few of them are. Cure Light Wounds still is because it's an injector.
So what you're saying is don't use shatter against you. Got you.
Yeah, it doesn't do much. I mean, it's loud.
Loud noises can be scary.
Mm. I will ask, voice doesn't show up, I'm assuming?
I was gonna, but I felt like a bad time.
Yeah, it probably went, "Ooh, there's drama happening." Stuck his head around the door, saw it going on, is like, "Actually, I want nothing to do with that."
Yeah, this is a bit heavy for me. I'll come back tomorrow.
I'll
Ciao.
head out.
My date went out to get cigarettes and I haven't seen him since.
I suppose in the morning, Erin would do one thing.
Cry.
Well,
Thank you,
yeah,
boss.
she repeatedly, occasionally, just sporadically over the course of the night.
Okay,
So
so
she'll
2 things.
yeah, he'll get one last good cry in the morning, and then she'll go to the chapel and be really kind of inconspicuous. Not really my problem. I didn't do this. Da 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 da. She'll go upstairs.
Oh, look at that big hole.
Yeah.
The hole's
Ooh,
actually
ha.
been repaired.
Oh, hey, they did a good job repairing that. I was wondering when that would get done. It's real sad not being able to go into the chapel. Oh, shucks. And she'll go upstairs and go to a blank altar and see if the coin's still sitting there.
It is.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick that up and take it.
Can't take coin from church.
I left it here.
Hmm.
It's a donation now.
Look, it's like the
Stop crying,
only
no scum.
symbol I have of voice. I accidentally left it here when I accidentally blew up the church.
And you accidentally what?
Blew up the. Shut up. I figure I need it back. It's not like anyone else here praised voice. Don't need to make an altar here.
Could do. Maybe people start praying. They might not pray because they don't know of him.
I mean, I don't think they do. Aaron looks at the altar. Is anything else there?
No, I mean, I don't think you really put anything else there beyond the coin, but nobody else is dying to like
Okay.
make it look nice.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if I find someone else who worships voice here, I don't know, leave it here again.
Well, maybe when you have time, I know you don't have much time, but maybe when you have time, you things here that say about voice. Because if people looking for a person to follow but don't know anything about him or even that he exists, then no one going to follow.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't know much about him.
Well, maybe ask next time he talk.
He's a bit busy.
And what you saying to others about wanting to speak with their stuff more often? Maybe you do same.
I want to talk to him. He said he was busy.
Well, just don't take that for answer next time. Be firm and assertive.
Have you seen me?
I see you be very, very assertive with Silas. You can be when you want to. You big strong. Well, not big or physically strong, but strong in her own way.
Why are you so chipper?
He just shrugs.
I do want to talk to voice, and I mean, I'll admit one of my reasons for coming here is I don't know the strange abstract idea that a god does protect its followers and wants and will protect me away from whatever the fuck Silas is doing. I mean, yeah, that's part of my ambitions for coming here and stealing this. Well, nope, not stealing, taking it back. But I, I don't know. Voice will talk to me when he has the chance to.
Yeah, just 'cause he not talking doesn't mean he not watch. That's how many god thingies work.
Yeah, I kind of thought they were like sort of not potent, present, so they always knew kind of what was going on and can just kind of be in multiple places at the same time. But apparently, they have the same issues as us of not being able to be the same place.
Well, there is many places they could be. Maybe they can be in many places, but not many places at once.
Fuck, I guess I could see. Have you seen Voice?
Your puss never heard voice.
Oh,
Just know what you said.
I'll give it a whirl, I guess. Aaron, this time we'll take out 3 coins plus the holy symbol she picked up. I need to do a different trick. Yeah, I know. Okay. She'll start juggling it, but instead of smacking a ruler and knocking more up into the juggling pattern, she will do a juggling pattern where the coins strike each other in midair and bounce off each other and then catch them and continuing the juggling. And during the juggling, she'll take out a small piece of flint from her bag and use that in the thing. So whenever the coins hit the piece of flint, it creates a spark in the air.
Roll me a perform.
This is actually sleight of hand for juggling.
Oh,
Could
roll me a sleight
I
of hand.
could I aid with like basically spending spell slots to like make it look flashy and stuff?
I don't need an aid.
I know, but to be honest, it's what Ipos would do. He'd see this going on, become very entertained by it, and try to join in.
Then Aaron's gonna fumble the coin and go, what do you, I mean, we didn't practice at all. I didn't practice with you making the coins electrified.
It's funny, it's fun. It make more sparks, more light, more.
The coins were hot. I caught them when you zapped them.
Ipos thought you wore gloves.
Dude, they're lace. They have holes. Ow.
Oh. Maybe we make it more comedy act.
Ow. She's waving her hand. Picks up the coin.
It gives a little bit of a little bit of static left on it.
Ow, jeez. Okay.
You know, they say the root of all comedy is in pain, but this isn't what I quite expected to see.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it either. That's why it burned me. Oh, jeez,
Does Ipos hear the voice as well?
Yes, though you can quite clearly see where it comes from, as there's a small chalk drawing on the wall that kind of looks like voice, but like very like sketchily drawn.
Ipos waves at the chalk drawing. It's like, oh, hello, you must be the funny voice that speaks to Aaron. Hi, nice to hear you at last.
Yes, we haven't met yet, actually. I met the others because I wanted to annoy Aaron, but yeah, not you.
Yes, Evan very fun to annoy sometimes, but only fun annoy, not mean annoy.
Yeah, hi. Sorry. Oh, God, you scare me every time you pop up.
Even when you expect me, I'm hurt.
Well, to be fair, I'm not used to having people kind of just show up.
That's fair.
It's more being surprised out of being impressed, not being surprised out of being shocked, I guess.
I expect that since you called me, you are ready, I suppose is a good word.
Yeah. Oh, wait, shit, you saw that?
I was kind of waiting around for a very good moment to pop in yesterday, but didn't really come around.
Yeah. 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 Sorry.
Yeah. Silas, big dumb head. If you want to annoy Silas, that make very fun.
I think the less I say about that situation's probably the better. You'll find out why later.
Yeah, isn't someone still angry at you?
Oh yeah, but that's the downside of being a big god is eventually things call for your attention.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I suppose. I suppose you can't be doing that all the time.
Oh, I'm sure as much as he wants to get back his little toy, yes, he actually has to go deal with his clergy.
So it is his.
Yes. Yeah, I stole it. That's probably the best way to say this.
I kind of that. It's not really. No offense. It's not really your shtick.
But I'm not quite sure what it was. Just that he seemed very interested in it, but yeah. So suffice to say, I pinched it after he was getting a bit big for his boots, and I noticed it.
I've kind of gathered that throughout just reading. It's just he is absolutely too big for his boots at most times.
He's an interesting case to say the least, I suppose. But yeah, it's yours now. Try not to lose it. I guess. It's not done anything weird, right?
Define?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I've kind of already kind of modified it to a limited extent.
Oh yes, I've been paying a lot of attention to what you've been doing with it. It's very you.
Yeah, right. It's kind of hard to think outside my own scope, but yeah, it's been useful at least.
Good to hear. Even though, technically not mine to give away, but it's yours now.
It was, you had it.
That doesn't. Sure, let's go with that. Jeez, are you turning into an anarchist already after your first little taste of power?
I already was.
It's true. She'd blow up lots of things.
It's just I didn't have the ability to be expressing that before. You know, like a good underdog.
Okay, you don't need to take that quite to heart.
I already hard. I already completely agreed with you.
Okay, then you can take it to heart then.
So why you on your side? I mean, by all rules and regulations, I mean, technically, I should be more aligned with aspects. Is his fucking name? Yeah, just due to his domains. But I mean, fuck him now.
No two gods are the same, I suppose. Even if you could have a complete copycat of aspects that was different. One that wasn't so maniacally an asshole.
It must not realise gods trip over words too.
Shh. Rewinds the last 2 seconds. Says it properly. No.